Victorian Premier has declared Victoria is the most progressive state in the nation as he declared victory in the Victorian state election. Labor has increased its majority in Victoria and taken crucial seats from the Liberals in the city's eastern suburbs. More from Sky News Melbourne Bureau Chief Aaron Young, who is at the Labor campaign event.
This wasn't just a victory for Daniel Andrews, it was a landslide in election terms that we haven't seen since 2002 when Steve Bracks famously increased Labor's majority after winning back in 1999 against Jeff Kennett. This sets Daniel Andrews up as one of the most successful Labor leaders in Victorian state history. They've already been in power for 15 of the last 19 years, Labor in Victoria. This sets them up for the next 8 years. Thus is the defeat that they've been managed to carry out against Matthew Guy and the Victorian opposition. They've taken a number of eastern Liberal seats in Melbourne. Cranbourne, there's Mount Waverley, Bass, Box Hill, Burwood, Caulfield, Ferntree Gully, Hawthorn, Ripon, Burwood, Morwell, Monbulk, Bayswater, Nepean, South Barwon as well, all from the coalition. Some of those seats have not been in Labor hands for quite some time, if ever at all. The call that came from Matthew Guy came early. Here's the Premier speaking about that.
The people of Victoria have today overwhelmingly endorsed a positive and optimistic plan for our state. They have endorsed the removal of 75 level crossings. They have endorsed properly funding our hospitals and schools.
It also sets Labor up strongly in the upper house. There had been the belief that Labor would win this Victorian state election. The polls had been suggesting that for quite some time, but none of them predicted a victory on the scale of this.
Friends, we are the most progressive government in the nation. We are the most progressive state in the nation. We live our values, we keep our promises, and we get things done.
Meanwhile, for the Liberals, they often say that winners have parties and losers have meetings. That's very much been the case for the Victorian Liberal Party as the results started to come in. It has been a bloodbath for the Victorian Liberal Party. They had been hoping to maybe not win this election, but at least pick up some seats to set them up for 4 years' time. It's gone the other way. The opposition leader, Matthew Guy, gracious though in defeat.
For the next parliament, as a party, we need to stick together. We need to stay united and we need to stay focused on our opponents and the game ahead, not on ourselves. And I hope we'll continue to do that. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank my family for being incredibly supportive.
Some had expected that Matthew Guy may have conceded defeat and also resigned as Liberal leader, but he certainly didn't do that. He was speaking about what he believes the party now needs to do.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight is clearly not our night. For all those people who have voted for us around the state, I say thank you very much. Thank you for keeping the faith. Every day in opposition is a day closer to government. And while tonight is not our night, we know that, we acknowledge that, we accept that. Our time in the sun will come again.
For the Greens, this has been an electoral wipeout. Many had been expecting that they would challenge Labor in key inner city seats. That hasn't happened. In fact, it seems their vote has gone backwards. For Labor, a massive victory. Aaron Young, Sky News, Mulgrave.